Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated weed whacker guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength, Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
A lot is going on at this hour. From Hillary Clinton testifying on Jeffrey Epstein. Her husband Bill is set to do the same later on today. Mandani quietly goes to Washington meeting with President Trump over building housing in New York City. But write down the date and remember it. Sear it into your memory the day that New York City was officially surrendered to thugs, young and old. It doesn't matter. The system telling these hood rats, these thugs, that we've got your back no matter what you do. Write it down. February 26, 2026. Write the day down and remember it. The day that New York City was officially, and cities for that matter, not just New York, wherever you're listening to us from, cities were surrendered to the thugs. They can do whatever it is that they want to do while the handcuffs remain on the police. A 1-2 punch. Mandani has downplayed the entire snowball situation. And now, as you had to know, District Attorney Alvin Bragg does the same. You want to know why some of these kids behave the way they do, acting like they were raised by a wolf pack? You want to know why they act like this? Remember tonight. You don't think the thugs, young and old, you don't think they're not high-fiving each other tonight in terms of, hey, man, look at what we can get away with now. We threw snowballs in the police faces and got away with it. The district attorney is not pursuing assault charges, but instead obstructing governmental administration and harassment, which, folks, if you know anything about law enforcement, that's a complete joke. It's a slap on the wrist. It's what prosecutors charge when they have to do the bare minimum and they don't have anything else. So how did we get here? How did we get to the day that the young thugs in America won? This from the Fox News Channel.
NYPD making an arrest in Monday's snowball attack on police in Washington Square Park. The 27-year-old Guzman Colaboli is under arrest for his role in Monday's attack that left 2 New York police officers injured. Colaboli is no stranger to police. He was arrested just a few weeks ago for an attempted robbery in the transit system. You'll remember this is how Mayor Mandani described Monday's incident.
I can just tell you from the video I saw, it looked like kids at a snowball fight.
The governor of New York was asked about Monday's attack and said this.
Our police officers put themselves in harm's way every single day.
So during an arraignment, just a short time ago, a few hours ago, prosecutors said they can't yet prove that the suspect that was in custody, that he caused the officer's injuries. So he was not charged with assaulting a police officer. But to save face, the DA's office says the investigation continues. Yeah. We'll see where that goes. So the young thug in training pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor harassment and obstruction charges. And the judge released the 27-year-old on supervised release following a brief arraignment. The PBA, the police unions, as you might imagine, they are outraged over this decision. The number to reach me right now, live, coast to coast, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you, 800-848-9222. His mouthpiece, his lawyer, as the defendant. Can I call him a defendant when you've been charged with basically nothing? Of course, we can call him a defendant, but harassment and obstruction of justice. So when you folks call up night to night and you say, why aren't police being more aggressive? Remember what happened in this case. What motivation do they have to go out there and be super cop when the district attorney is going to slap them in the face? 800-848-9222. This is what his lawyer said walking out with his client.
I think it's obvious to most New Yorkers. I think the police have an issue with the mayor of our city. I think they're taking it out on Mr. Coulibaly. They want to pick a fight with the mayor. I don't think this is the way they should be doing it. From what I've seen, there are not many things that the mayor and I agree on. I'm not the biggest fan. However, I did see the videos, and my client, according to them, I haven't seen a specific indication that my client was throwing a snowball. But going based upon what they said, that they have an indication that he actually threw a snowball, that's all it was. There's no information that there were rocks, that these were ice snowballs. The police went so far as to charge him with a C violent felony.
Wow. The day that New York City officially, at least until we get another Rudy Giuliani as mayor, the day that New York City officially went down the drain. The thugs won. They won. Incredible. What type of DA? It's not even worth asking that question. We already know the answer to that. We already know. We're going to start with your telephone calls momentarily. I'm going to get to Hillary Clinton. So many things to talk about tonight. Mandani at the White House, the president and Mandani talking about building housing in New York, a big project. So that's good news. This, of course, after Mandani downplayed this entire snowball incident. And we're the ones that's going downhill. Let's start with your telephone calls. We're going to go to Jerusalem, Israel. Let's say good morning to Benjamin. Benjamin, what's on your mind?
Hi, good morning. I want to say a few things. One is that this is indicative of the downfall of New York and of America when the cops are no longer protected by society and hoodlums could feel they could run free. This was exemplified a few weeks ago, if you remember, just an example. when there was a black gentleman who was assaulting a Jewish kid in Crown Heights, and a cop was watching, and nothing happened. This is just another example of how society is allowing hoodlums to take over. Now they've been so empowered and so emboldened they can attack cops, the foundation block of our society, and nothing, absolutely nothing, except the downfall of New York will happen.
You know, Benjamin, and you're watching all of this from Israel of the downfall of New York. Does this surprise you?
No, because this has been going on for years. When once again, I'm viewing it as a Jewish perspective, when Jewish people could be assaulted in restaurants and on the street, and their businesses assaulted and burned, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. So
or the two Jewish people that were assassinated in D.C. Remember that, the diplomats? What about a year ago?
You're right. There's a saying that the Jewish people in many ways is like the canary in the mine. When there's gas that comes out.
Wow.
So this is exactly what happened. They're assaulting the Jewish people. Nothing happens. Nothing. And then now they say, listen, we're so empowered. Now let's assault society. Let's assault the police. Let's assault the politicians. Let's steal from the government. This is a horrible downfall of American society. Horrible. How is it possible that in Times Square thousands of people could pray, and there's nothing wrong with praying, but there's buildings to pray in. I have the right now to disrupt your likes. I want to pray, and nothing happens to me? Because
the mayor has their back. It really is that simple. Hey, Benjamin, before I let you go, you said there was something else, another point you wanted to make?
It's Shabbos is coming. We should all have a good Shabbos. And thank you so much for your kind and thoughtful. And your words resonate in the sane world. So please keep up the strength. Yeah, but,
Benjamin, tonight's a night where somebody like me starts losing faith because these young thugs in training are reckless. They don't care. Their mamas didn't teach them a damn thing. Look at the guy that appeared in court. He didn't even show any class when he's sitting there sipping on his bottle of whatever he was drinking. I guess it was liquid Kool-Aid, whatever. I don't know. But the arrogance on his face, the hairdo, man, go cut your hair. I'm sorry. I'm just going to say, go cut your. I don't know who told you that's cool. I don't know who told these young people that it's cool to have those dreadlocks like that. I mean, it's like everything is going wrong. Everything is going wrong. Right, and nobody wants to say, but I'll say it. It's these black youngsters. Everybody wants to go, well, the urban people, the young people, but it's not the urban people. It's not the young people. It's these young thugs in the black community that's ruining it for everyone. You have the final word.
The first obligation of society is to protect its citizens. The problem is when citizens who live and pay taxes and enjoy the luxury of living in America feel unsafe in the streets, it's gonna rise to the point where people become vigilantes. And you're right, when people like Mandani use the language snowball fight rather than the word assault, and assault means someone's going to be responsible. A snowball fight, it wasn't among children, it was among adults who have to be responsible. And if they're not, it's going to be the beginning of the end of Western society.
Benjamin, thank you for the call this hour live from Jerusalem in Israel. Another time we'll talk about what's going on in Israel and so on, because I side 1,000% with the people of Israel, and I'm not even going to get started on Hamas, those animals. I'm going to leave that alone for another day. But thank you, Benjamin, for the call. Let me move on. What I'm going to do, we see all your telephone calls from around the country. We're going to take a break. So much to update you on. Hillary Clinton testifying on Jeffrey Epstein, Mandani, who didn't have a public schedule today because he was at the White House. A lot is going on. We're going to take a break, and we are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our nation has to offer, especially healthcare. Across every state and every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Looking at my Twitter, at my X, and at Dominic TV. You can follow me there, post a comment. Sometimes this person is dead on accurate, but then there are times like this morning, I have no idea what he's talking about. And it says here, the Black Crime Report. And he says, Dominic, I'm starting to believe that you're being overly critical of Alvin Bragg, the district attorney in Manhattan, because New Yorkers overwhelmingly reelected him. So, Black Crime Report, do you think I'm even looking at his reelection margin right now? I'm looking at the fact that somebody should be sitting on Rikers Island remorseful for his role in throwing snowballs, quote unquote, at police, and he walked out emboldened to say to the other young thugs, we can do whatever we want to do to police. What are you talking about? And folks, I know I shouldn't pay attention because there are some cuckoos out there. Let me give you another one. And then I'm going back to your telephone calls. So sometimes it takes me weeks to get to the messages that you send me on Facebook because there's simply too many and I can't keep up with all of them. So I happened to look today and I saw something that says Sambo, right? And so whenever someone uses a term like that directed at me, it's because they're one of these young thugs that can't think, has no life, they're not going anywhere in life, and they want to attack me rather than raise their children. And so, and I really shouldn't repeat this, but I just want to give you a day in the life of. So I had posted a picture of my grandkids, and they were at a Harvard basketball game, and they said, and the person said about my grandkids, future Sambos. I know I shouldn't repeat it, but to the clown that posted that, my grandkids are going to be okay. My grandkids are going to go to the best universities this country can offer. What do you have, loser? What does your mama have, loser? What does your father? Oh, you don't know your father. You're in the club like me. You don't know your daddy, right? So you're calling my grandkids Sambo, but yet it's our children out here running, acting a fool, and every other race is laughing at us. Nobody's going to say it publicly, but they're laughing at us because we're dysfunctional. But nobody wants to tell the truth. Instead, you want to call my grandkids Sambo. They're going to get the education that you could never even dream of, conceive of. They've already gotten the education that you could never. So you're the Sambo, and your family members are the Sambo, not mine. Christine, line 5, Manhattan. What's on your mind, Christine?
Hi, Dominic. Thanks for the subject. This is so important. They've basically knocked the police out, and they've allowed them to get away with it. That means that the public, the citizenry of New York is not safe. That means they cannot protect us when we get mugged, robbed, murdered, whatever, the police will not be able to help us under this type of governing. And the other thing I want to say is when you hit somebody in the eye with a projectile like an ice ball or a snowball or a ball, you can knock their retina out and they go blind.
Of course you can. Of course you can. But then if that had happened to one of these police officers, Christine, the mother would have said, oh, my child is going to Harvard. They didn't know that they were going to knock out the eye of the police officer. Please give us mercy. That's what mommy would say. We're headed down a slope. It's very bad, Christine. I'll give you the final say. Go ahead.
Well, I think that's well said because the people of New York, the regular citizens, are not safe now. Nobody's going to be able to protect us.
Absolutely. That's where we stand right now. And on top of it, we got a mayor that gives a wink, wink, and a nod, nod every day to the homeboys. I got your back. I got your back. I'm going to minimize the police department. I got your back. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Fox News is now streaming live on Fox One. When it matters most, turn to the voices you trust. We go beyond the headlines, bringing you the stories you won't hear anywhere else. Live coverage, sharp analysis, real perspective. At home or on the go, stay connected when it counts. Stream Fox News on Fox One. Download today.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. We'll get to Hillary Clinton testifying on Epstein in just a moment, but I want to bring in Matt Blaze. So Matt Blaze, the district attorney of Manhattan, Alvin Bragg, who has a history of doing things like this, says no assault charges for this guy in the investigation of snowballs at police officers in New York City. Instead, obstructing governmental operation, which is a joke, and harassment. How do you see this?
Alvin Bragg had the opportunity to set a precedent one way or the other. And of course, he went the wrong way. The precedent should have been that they should have been charged with assault because that sends the message to everyone else that if you act a fool, as we say, you are going to go to jail, you're going to get probation, you're going to get some mark on your record because this is not how you act in public, especially to the police. I mean, you shouldn't be doing this to anyone because now, if you're going to act this way toward the police, think about what you're going to do when the police aren't around to the average citizen. You're going to harass them, throw snow at them, and the police are going to come and they're not even going to do anything because they're going to go, well, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? Oh, all right, I'll take it down, report.
No, let's be honest, please. What the police are going to do is what I've already heard them say. Let them kill each other. That's what the police are going to do.
Right.
That's what I would do.
But I'm saying
I'm not going to get myself upset and risk getting injured or killed, and I got to go home to a family when you people want to act like fools. Go ahead and kill each other then.
I just mean, like, what if it's an average person? Let's say it's like an older person, elderly lady or elderly man walking down the street, and then they start throwing snowballs at them. And then these people go and call the police, and the police are going to come and go, well, they're gone. Right. There's nothing we could do. Right. They left. Right. Oh, that's the guy over there. You sure that's the guy? I don't know. Maybe. You sure?
Right.
Well,
and they're not going to do anything. Statement, but that's it.
Yeah, they will take a statement, but there's really nothing we could do, unless it's a high-profile figure. Other than that, they're not going to do anything. Because why would you? This is what's happening. They can't do their jobs. And this has been what's been happening for a while now, where they haven't been able to be policed because they're walking on eggshells because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to risk their lives. They don't want to risk their family lives. They don't want to risk their pensions that could be taken away if some dopey charge is against them for that when they thought they were doing the right thing, and they probably were, but because of the way things are now, police can't actually police. So they don't want to get involved because they don't want to get in trouble. So they go, look, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to keep it low, all right, listen, obviously if somebody's doing something and you catch them in the act, it's one thing. But, if somebody complains about something, we'll just take a statement. And they're going to do the least amount of work because they don't want to get themselves in trouble. And when you look at it that way, how could you blame them?
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't.
how can you blame them?
You can't.
It's horrible. It's horrible that it is this way. I do not understand this. I said it yesterday. I say it a million times. This whole defunding police is ridiculous. The police are our lifeline. They keep people in line. And when now you're sending the message, you could throw snow at the police and we're not even going to do anything about it. So guess what? You do it to a regular citizen, throw a snowball with a rocket and beam somebody in the head and we won't do anything. Because who cares?
And we both know what's going to happen now. Blaze, thank you very much. We both know what's going to happen now. These young thugs in training are going to walk up to cops and say, hey, suck my, and then they're going to all types of, you can't do nothing. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is why I say remember the day. And so, again, and I'm going back to the telephone calls, but this guy, Black Crimes Report, normally, I don't know what's going on with this individual, but normally he's not this bad. And he said, I spent the whole first segment focusing on Alvin Bragg. First of all, I didn't. See, folks, this is what happens. People hear what they want to hear. And I should have spent the entire show on Alvin Bragg if I'm going to district attorney, if I'm going to be accurate about this. So I'm looking at a tweet from Jimmy Fontanez. Jimmy says, dude, this is to Black Crimes Report. Black on black crime is the problem. Don't try to twist it. This is what Jimmy says. I grew up in the hood. I know what time it is. That's why I got away from the hood. I got co-workers that are from the hood. If people can't handle the truth, oh well. Hey, Jimmy, I got one thing to say to you. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. And again, folks, okay, it impacts me. So obviously, I'm not going to say it bothers me, but for some clown to put on social media over a picture of my grandkids, future Sambos. Now, yes, when I repeat it, it encourages all the other keyboard warriors to do the same thing that are absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. But nobody wants to tell the truth. These kids already don't have a future. Look at this guy that walked out of the courtroom. Look at his hairdo. And these kids think this stuff is cute. And what I'm thinking about is how I cut my teeth in journalism. Reverend Jesse Jackson, traveling all over America and the world with him 24 hours a day for an entire year of my life. And everywhere we went, Reverend Jackson, rest his soul, delivered a wonderful message of keep hope alive. Where's the hope today for these urban kids? There is none. Now, I'm not talking about the whole bunch. I'm talking about these knuckleheads. And you can't say kids from the projects. I'm from the projects. You have many kids from the projects that have gone on to great things. I believe Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor is from the projects, also from the Bronx. So you have some kids that go on to great things. But I'm talking about the masses. Let's go back to your telephone calls. Let's go to line 2, Howard in Rockland County, New York. Howard, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to say a comment. If Mandani's calling these people kids, if this guy in court today is 27 years old, then what's Mandani at 34 considered? Is he like a teenager running our city? I don't get how old he thinks he is.
Well, that's a point I made on the 3 p.m. show that, and it was a point of contention in court of how old the guy is. But again, assuming that he's 27, for argument's sake, Mandani is only 7 years older than him. And this guy, thank you for the call, Howard in Rockland. And this guy is the mayor of New York City. And so we basically have a hip-hop mayor. Now, how could you say that, Dominic? Because he wanted to be the next Jay-Z. That's how I can say it. This guy was in look of a career. And then he said, he got Mommy, who's the movie director, who directed a movie with Denzel Washington. You got Daddy, who was a professor at Columbia University, hates Jews, no doubt about it. So you got mommy and daddy raising him with a silver spoon in his mouth. He grows up, this is the mayor, Mandani. He grows up on the hip-hop culture. But see, the difference between Mandani and the kids in the projects, what the kids in the projects don't understand is mommy and daddy are not going to let Mandani fall. Mandani went to the best schools in New York. You fools in the project, and I'm one of them, okay, this is why I can say this, you don't understand. I mean, how you going to be stuck on stupid all your life until the game is over and your life is over at 20? When do you wake up? You can call me Sambo a million times you want. It's not going to change my life. My grandkids are going to have the best life possible. So when you calling me Sambo, really, or my grandkids Sambo, really, you should be looking in the mirror at your dysfunction and the dysfunction of your family. So I'm Sambo because my grandkids are Sambo because I'm trying to lead you to the path, down the path that I went. Being from the same community as you, from the same dysfunction as you. And I'm trying to lead you to the promised land, to guide you to the promised land, and you have zero interest in going there. Paul in Brooklyn, line 4, what's on your mind?
Yes, Dominic. I've been listening to you for a long time, first-time caller. I wish to God they would give you more hours. I listen to you twice a day. I agree with you 99.9%. Can you imagine? If you remember last summer, they threw water on cops.
Yes.
They put their tail between their legs like these cops did with the snow, and they walked away. Can you imagine if this happened in the 70s, the 80s, or the 90s to a cop? We had different district attorneys and everything. It would have been a complete different thing. Number one, there should be a law passed. If you assault a cop like that, you don't get 2 or 3 days in jail. You go to Rikers for 60 days.
Right out the gate. And okay, you want to charge them with something lesser? Okay, after you're done on Rikers with 60 days. I agree with you. Right. And once you get to Rikers, put them in the unit with the sex offenders and walk away and go to lunch.
Especially the savage that you call them. I can't, that's a beautiful word. Especially the savage that got the record. Let them sweat it out in Rikers for 60 days. All these punks. Let them think twice if they're going to do something like that again.
Right. Because this guy here, he'd come out, his name would be Marie. It wouldn't be what his name is now. Put him on Rikers. I'm serious. Put him on Rikers. Yeah. In the unit with the sex offenders and announce that you're going to lunch. I'll be back in 2 hours. You guys have fun with each other. Right. You won't have no more problems out of him.
Yeah, they got to stay in jail. They got to not 2-3 days and you got to pat in the hand and go. They got to learn. Their parents got to be I don't know, Fruit Loops. I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's so sickening. Sickening to see these cops walk away with the tail between their legs. If it was the old days, we would get the clubs out and start whacking their kneecaps.
Well, you know, Paul, if it were the old days, if it were the old days, you'd have a unit respond. The detectives might come, and they'd be nice and calm. Oh, we got this. Don't worry about it. And the moment you got in that car headed to the station, it was going to be a long ride to get to the station. And you were going to learn the hard way how to act. But that's the old day. You know, that's the old day. Or the day, let's go 5 years back, the street crimes unit. If we had the street crimes unit, those excellent men and women of law enforcement would have rolled on the scene if they were called. And you would have had no problem because these young thugs in training, they know don't mess with the street crime unit because these boys are here to play. They're not going to joke around with you. They're going to beat your and then take you to Rikers and then take you to Rikers. Thank you for the call. Let's go to Linda, line 2, New Jersey. Linda, what's on your mind?
Yes, hi, Dominic. I would like to say that Mandani calling this attack on police a snowball fight is a real snow job of deception. This is not showing goodwill or good faith to the people, and it's it's very indicative of the way the trajectory is going for his administration.
Okay, but wait a minute, Linda. You said it's not showing goodwill to the people. It depends on which people you're talking about. If you're talking about me and you, it doesn't show goodwill. If you're talking about the uneducated people that voted for him, this is exactly what they want to hear.
Well, they say Mandani has posed with these organized protesters before, the ones that were throwing the snowballs. So I think he's in on it, and I think that's he's approving of it, and I think it's shameful.
He's definitely approving of it. But if he were sincere about this, you hate the cops, give up your detail. Give up your protective detail. Oh, no, you're a phony. Linda, thank you for the great call. Rose, Long Island, line 4. What's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. These kids today aren't learning discipline or respect or from in school. They're not learning it at home. I say, I don't know, is this political suicide if the president brings back the draft? Nothing like a good kick in the butt from a drill instructor.
You're correct. Politically, I don't know if the president could get it done, could get the votes done to bring back the draft, but it's exactly what these quote-unquote kids need, because a drill sergeant will take these young thugs in training, and you'll be straightened out in a few days. Be no more problems out of that individual. No more problems.
Absolutely.
Let the military handle it, because mommy who maybe 12 years older than the child, mommy who smokes weed with the child, this whole thing is screwed up, folks. I can't be any more direct than that. We already know daddy's not home. Certainly daddy wasn't home in my situation. So we know what time it is. Dominic Carter here with you. Time for a break. The number to reach us, 800-848-9222.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Considering the volume of calls that we have, we'll have to save the Hillary Clinton topic until the 3 p.m. show Eastern later on today. Let me go to Steve in Elmont. Folks, I can't let anybody go on forever. We have too many calls. Steve in Elmont, what's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, real quick, I wanted to say that watching the police officers get hit by the snowballs, I kind of felt humiliated in their place to see New York's finest being humiliated like that. But that being said, wait. How
did I know you were about to get to the butt? How did I know that? How did I know that what you just said was the setup for what you really want to say? How did I know you were about to say butt?
Because I called and I want to stick to my topic.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say to you is that you were just issuing a nicety up front, and now you want to get to your real comment. Go ahead.
Okay, so listen to the real comment. The real comment
Let's make it quick.
Somehow it always turns into a race thing. How did it get into the race thing?
Because it was all black kids and predominantly white cops. That's how?
I didn't see. So that's what we saw. We saw most.
What did you see, Steve? Are you serious? What did you see,
okay,
Steve? Do you know what other communities? Steve, do you know? Steve, do you know what other communities think about us? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I do. But Dominic, real quick, you know what I want to also say? You see, the same time those thugs were doing that, throwing the snowball. When I'm driving around the town from the Bronx to Brooklyn and Queens, you know who's shoveling the snow for the city? The same black men. They're the only ones I see out shoveling
they were being. It's a good thing they were being paid to do it. Okay.
Yeah, well, they want jobs and they're doing it. So how is it always a race thing? How does it get there?
Okay, so all right, so Steve. So you tell me, predominantly white cops responding to the situation in Washington Square Park, about 99% black youth throwing the rocks at them. How could we ignore the obvious?
I will not ignore it. What I will do is I will go and I will look at the tape again. Okay, that's it. If it was mostly, not even 99%, if it was a majority of black kids, then I'm 100% wrong. They are the thugs, and it is a regular black knuckleheads in the street against doing that. When I was looking at the tape, I saw a very big mixed crowd, and that's just what I'm saying, that it seems like they were the only ones signaled out. I'm going to check the tape again, and I hope everybody else looks at the tape to see, was it a majority?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I got to move on, Steve. Thank you for the call. Let me go here. And I like Steve, but it's the standard line. Folks, when are we going to wake up? Oh, we're being victimized. It's the standard line. It's the white man's fault. It's racism's fault. Oh. And I know Steve gets up and goes to work. I know he's a good person at heart. But we've got to stop this nonsense. Perhaps I shouldn't say this, which means I'm going to say it, Matt Blaze. Perhaps I shouldn't say it, but it means I'm going to say it. I didn't see a bunch of white kids out there throwing snowballs at police officers. Did you, Matt Blaze?
I didn't.
Now, nobody wants to talk about the fact that they were 99% black, right? I'm wrong to bring that up, right?
I mean, I saw some guy run up on a cop and throw snow right at the back of his head. And a bunch of people laughing.
And he was black.
He was a black guy.
And most of the guys doing the outrageous things at Washington Square Park were black. Why is it nobody wants to say that?
You can't say that, Dominic.
Why not?
Because you just can't.
Why not?
You're not allowed.
Why not?
Because you're just not allowed.
Oh, because you'll be called a racist? That's why you can't do it?
You just can't do it, Dominic.
You can't do it.
Just can't do it.
So I can't do it either. Even though I'm from the community that those knuckleheads are from, I'm not supposed to do it either.
No, Dominic, you cannot say these things.
Oh. Okay.
You just can't. I can't tell you why. But you can't.
And Matt Blaze is correct. In the newsrooms, they're teaching young journalists, don't describe the suspect as African American.
5'10", wearing a brown shirt and blue pants.
Right. Are we on crack, folks? I don't know. I'll be back 3 p.m. Eastern. Do me a favor. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Rural Americans deserve access to the best of what our country has to offer, especially health care. Across every state, every community, America's rural hospitals are the first line of defense, protecting our families, neighbors, and loved ones. No matter where you live, hospital care doesn't clock out. They're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Each year, America's over 5,000 hospitals care for millions of patients, providing 24/7 emergency care, delivering babies, cancer treatments, and other life-saving care that patients rely on. Behind every one of those patients are doctors, nurses, and caregivers working tirelessly to keep people healthy and safe. Hospitals are our community's lifelines. They employ our neighbors and keep our families healthy. But now, some in Congress are threatening access to care. Tell Congress, protect patient care to keep America strong. Don't cut rural health care.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.